We are live. Thank you so much, everyone. This is Lifestyle Shifts. We are on episode 11, the second episode of Movement. And Bernd is has been grateful. Thank you so much for guiding us at Neofold Academy. Last time it was Andreas, and today is Bernd. So please guide us with your natural ground movements. Thank you so much. Alistair, thank you. Magdalena and Carmilla for joining us. Thank you so much.
Please, I just have to say, please call me Mag. Magdalena.
Okay.
Mag.
Okay. Sounds good. Mag.
Yeah. So that's why I have this nickname. So
Yes. Sorry. Okay. I will put myself on mute and Bernd, please introduce yourself.
Are you ready? Are you
Yes.
ready? Is there anything left to say from me? Should I tell you something, or should we just move?
We can just start.
Meg, are you interested in other stuff than just moving now?
what do you mean?
Because Hengame said I should introduce myself and whatever. Should I? Or should we just start moving?
If you want to, I mean, feel free to do so. Like maybe one or two sentences.
What is awaiting you, right? You would like to know a little bit what's awaiting you. You don't know anything? Hengame did not prepare you?
I apologize. I was just bringing... The purpose of Lifestyle Shifts is actually to shift and be in real life so that we're not fully prepared. And that's why having this outdoors was kind of a niche, because I wanted Lifestyle Shifts to kind of bring a whole different vibe into this online world that we're in. I think it's a quite stressful meeting online and being indoors, that I thought, shifting through our day and, hopefully bringing people who haven't met yet, because actually my first lifestyle shift, we had Austin, who I had not met, and I took the opportunity to meet him on Lifestyle Shifts. So that's the concept I'm trying to bring in, is that it doesn't stress people out to be on Lifestyle Shifts. Does that make sense?
Very much.
So we're pretty much on the flow, like we're in the flow. So however you like, whether you like to introduce yourself or just start, it's really, at the end we could, during questions we could, but I think people probably might want to know each one of you. So why don't we just go around and just introduce ourselves? Not just Bernd.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Is that okay? Alistair and Carmilla, are you okay with that? Okay, cool. So
okay, yeah. Then I start quickly. When others waiting for their introduction, then I may be a bit faster.
Okay.
So just this small information. So I'm Bernd from Germany, Bavaria. I'm sports scientist, and I created a concept called natural ground movements. And this is what you get a little glimpse into it today. I keep it as simple as possible. There's a lot of stuff that are left out, like deeper into breathing and like deeper into the connection to of movement than yourself. I just recommend on focusing on nose breathing. That's the only thing you may apply as a technique. That the rest, what we are doing is actually a bit of we remember it as a childlike movement. With a lot of sitting, playing on the ground, standing up, and the lifestyle shift Hengame is introducing, or where this should be part, has the connection that this is a complete different approach to fitness. Actually, this is not fitness that comes out of laboratory, military contexts with a big evolution within the last 50, 100 years. It's actually the movement that comes out of the human evolution. It means this concept tries to reestablish and recover everything that little children are able to do until about 1.5 years until they stand, and then they start to explore what we call sports actually. So this is the basic stuff on mobility, stability, patterns, and all what our body is actually made for coping and adapting to a natural world. So thank you very much.
Thank you. So then I continue, right? Yeah, so I'm Meg. I'm a freelance artist from Berlin, where I also live. And yeah, in general, like I love working out. I'm a very, let's say, body aware person. I do workout and yoga. I don't know, since I'm 13 years old. Like I started yoga when I was 15. That doesn't mean I did it all the time, but like, you know, sometimes more, sometimes less. But I worked out all my life. And I also, let's say, fell into this just performance or beauty working out trap without having any fun. And since quite, yeah, let's say, I don't know, like a year or so, like I'm kind of coming back to this, you know, like focusing more again on this kind of movements, or let's call it workout or sports that brings joy to my life, like dancing or like roller skating, or yeah, I don't know, slacklining in the park and this kind of stuff. Yeah, so I have some problems with my wrists because I did a lot of capoeira and breakdance in my teenage years, and I also have problems with my feet in general, and I had some heel spurs. That's why I couldn't go jogging for 2 years, which was really horrible for me. But yeah, I'm constantly working on my stuff, and I'm really interested what we will do today. Thank you.
Okay, I guess it's my turn right now. So my name is Carmela. I'm from Spain. So I have like also an artistic background. Um, I have like experience in physical theater and also dance, and I'm also a teacher. So like many different things. I'm trying to like go back to training and like exploring different methodologies and like gaining back my relationship with my body and movement and all that. And I like also have like pain all over my body. So I really need to move and I really need to start over, you know. So yeah, I want to learn about like whatever Bern has to to teach us about. Thank you.
Hang on, your.
Oh, sorry. Alistair, you're the last. Could you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm sorry. My hotspot was not
Okay.
working very well, so I had
Totally
to.
okay. You attempted to go outside in the grass. That's all I can ask for. Thank you so much. That was
I got
awesome.
a bit of a warm up.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'm sorry I missed everybody's introduction. Carmela, I heard a little bit of yours, and Bernd a little bit. Mag, I'm sorry I missed yours. So introductions. I guess my name is Alistair. I have a background in traditional Japanese martial art. My parents are martial arts teachers, so I was exposed to that since I was a very little kid. Actually, my mother was teaching. I was still in the womb. She had to raise her belt more and more higher as I started taking up more room. So at home, we often we sat on the ground, we slept on the ground, we lived kind of more traditional Japanese way. So ground movement has pretty much always been present in my life. When I became an adult, I chose to continue sitting and sleeping on the ground for meals and for sleeping and rest. I didn't see the value of it as much until later when I noticed that people my age seemed to be having more and more difficulty. When we were kids, I didn't really notice so much, but as I got older, I noticed though people seemed to struggle with getting up and down off the ground, and it seems to be more uncomfortable, and oh, people are avoiding it. Why are they always choosing chairs? I just passively started observing these things until I started noticing that in the martial arts as well, it was kind of the people that are having more habits at home of, you know, the chairs and the furniture and the sofas and all that. It seems to be relevant. It seems to also affect their performance on the mats, flexibility and all that, and the types of clothing and everything. So fast forward a few years, I came across MoveNat. I was very impressed because it was the first system that I saw that was incorporating break falls and rolls and things like that, which are all movements that have saved my life numerous times as a kid, as a teenager, and as an adult. So I was interested. I don't usually go for fitness things. I'm not a gym person. So I gave it a try. I really liked what they were doing, and then after a chunk of the pandemic, I decided to, all right, go for it and certify. So I did the level 1 and 2, and I fell in love with it, even more. It was very satisfying. But then to then be certified to teach suddenly after having done level 1 and 2, I felt I have not, you know, I don't grasp it as somebody that can teach it yet. And there was a bit of a method which I liked, and once I came across Bount, I was like, okay, this guy's got it. He's teaching the breakdown. He's making us understand like how to do it properly, and everything I've been learning through natural ground movement, thanks to Bernd and Andres, like it's just been fantastic because it's filled the gap. My problem was always I could do it, but when I came into the situation of having to show someone else who can do it that maybe did not grow up doing it, then I would just be like, why can't you just do it? But that's not accessible. That doesn't help people. And so I struggled with that. And I could see with bounce method, no, we're starting on the ground. So there's ways to do it without the loads, for instance, and incrementally move up. And I was like, this is exactly the methodology that will get people not scared and not seeing it as I can't do that. That's too much. So that's why I'm here to absorb as much as possible and be a sponge. Thank you. I'm sorry I spoke too much.
Thank you, Alistair. Okay. Hingame, anything more? Otherwise, we start, right?
Yeah, we start. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. So just for Meg about the wrists and the ankles or whatever. So this is not about perfect techniques. That means that whenever you feel a problem in building a point of support or moving, then try to find a different way, but not stop and say, okay, I have to wait. But it's always the thing of adaptability. Like a little child, it has no restrictions, but if it would have restrictions, it would continue moving, right? And that's the same here. So we don't do so intense stuff that non-alignment would harm you. And for the topic we are doing now is we start with something that may looks a bit familiar, and it's a bit in the mid, and then I tell you where the fitness aspect, as you know it, could be added. But then we go the other direction, in a bit into the parts, the details of these things natural ground movements is actually dealing about. So the topic is get up from the ground and down again. Okay, so just let's start where we are. So we start in standing. Actually, so I always showed you the get up from the top to the ground, and then we build this up again. And let's just, see how much get ups we get into the remaining time. So the first get up is you know it every time from a exercise called burpees. So we are getting down with a deep knee bend. Yeah, I explain the difference to a deep squat in a minute. And then we are walking out in front. You bring down the knees. You get into Germany, we call it women's push-up position, and then you lower yourself down into prone lying. Okay, now let's do this in the same sequence backwards. So you press yourself up, you walk back with the hands, getting into a knee hand position, push back into a deep knee bend, so the heels do not touch the ground, and then you just stand straight up like this. Okay, all good? Any restrictions? Anything you cannot do?
No. I was just wondering if I can make your window bigger, because like when I'm standing so far behind, I barely can see you.
And also that small. Okay, Hengame is fixing me. Right?
That would be amazing.
That would be great. Or can I do it? I cannot. I cannot switch anything. This is Hengame's possibility. Okay, but what we are doing now is we starting on the ground. So you were able to go down. You know the pattern now, and now we go to the ground and build up the elements with all its specific necessities like stability, mobility, strength, and whatever. So we meet in the prone line. Right. So the first thing would be the push-up. Okay, let's start with the variations. So one variation would be that you don't push your center of gravity up, you push your center of gravity back. So your elbows start touching the ground, and then you come into this knee hand position. Okay, let's do this and focus on the movement of the arms. That means this elbow support and then the hand support, and then do it in a very soft movement. Right, I'm feeling it in the elbows. There's a lot of weight into an elbow flexion. This feels like my elbows could get something out of it if I don't do it too much. Okay, and to get a little bit into breathing, while doing this movement, you observe your breath. Okay, first information would be, oh, I'm breathing through my mouth. Then you do the action on breathing through the nose. Or I'm breathing through the nose and I'm breathing very hard. I try to breathe softer. Good. I think for this sequence, I can come a bit closer, Meg. Okay, so next one would be, we are doing this, I call it press up. It's not a push up, it's a press up, because you start pressing into the ground. You know, the first action is to press the hands into the ground. And then you feel how the arms are getting in a specific position. It means when your elbows hanging out like this, they come closer to your chest, like in yoga. There's also a specific arm position. Then you press into the ground continuously until you feel that the pressing into the ground as an action give a reaction, and this is muscles are contracting and bringing you up into a push-up position. Okay, so get into this feeling and feel how the shoulders getting strong, how the abdominals are tensing up, getting everything into a stability and aligned position to have the best effective or even efficient movement. Okay, let's do some reps. Good, and then let's have a little rest. Okay, so due to the fact that the next exercise would be even more intense, like a real push-up, we're doing a rest movement. And the rest movement is a side roll. So what you do is you are reaching up to the ground, to the ceiling, and just use your arm. The rest of your body is not actively activated. The rest of the body is helping the arm to come up, but you don't concentrate on anything else than the reaching up. Okay, and then you reach over like it's an endless vanishing object you want to reach for, and then you roll to supine line. Okay, then you do the rest, the same movement forward. So you reach up as high as possible, and then you continue reaching over your midline, and then you roll very softly back to prone. Right, once on the other side. You start reaching to the ceiling, you continue reaching to the back, and then you roll over. And the same back to prone, reaching up, reaching over, and roll softly to prone lying. Okay, so this was a little rest for the triceps or latissimus that we're working in the push-up. So now we can do some more reps. So now we do the reps on the feet. Try to do a full press up, and if not possible, then you use the knees as point of support. Yeah. So feet, hand, press up. It's a push up actually, just an ordinary push up. Okay, and down again. Okay, so if the push up does not work in this variation, you do it again on the knees. Right, but important is that your abdominals are strong and your spine is aligned. Okay, so the upward direction is with a knee press up, and the downward is a foot hand press up, an ordinary push up. Right, okay, let's do 3 more. So the harder, the upward way is done in a easier variation on the knees, and the down is been done in a more difficult variation. Okay, and 1 more. Up, switching points of support from knees to feet, and down again. Okay, and a little rest, roll, 1 to the one side, and back, and 1 to the other side, and back. Good. And then we meet in the knee hand position. This was the next etape, right? Okay, knee hand position. There's a lot of mobility in the wrists. Yeah. So Meg, keep care of it. The others are circulating into the wrists. Make you just do it very softly. So we take a few seconds on wrist mobility. Okay, and then we see what we can do in a knee hand position. So the possibility is that we are expanding the bridge. So you are switching from a knee hand position to a foot hand position. It's just lifting the knees for 1 centimeter above the ground. Okay, and then we stand here statically, observe the breathing. Calm the breathing down. Soft, silent, and deep. Okay, and we do a little rest. For the rest, we're going back into a basic kneeling. Okay, I think the hardest part was the arms. Okay, let's shake them out. And let's come back again into knee hand position. And we start with a knee hand crawl forward. So contralateral pattern always starts with the hands want to get something. It's not just we crawl forward because someone told you there's an object of interest. You want to get there, reach for it, and the reaching is already the first step. Okay, to this hand, a contralateral knee comes forward, replacing the other hand as a point of support. The other hand is reaching forward, the contralateral knee is coming forward, replacing the other hand as a point of support. Okay, just 2-3 steps forward, and the same backward into knee hand position, starting position. Okay, let's do this sideways. So you start with always with a hand. If you want to get for something, you would never reach out with the foot. You always start with the hand. So hand sideways, knee comes with it, and then you just let it go, and it will get into a structure. It is self-organized. It's a pattern called contralateral movement that exists in a forward direction, also in a sideways direction. Okay, from side to side. Okay, and a little rest. Okay, so there would be two more options. It would be circulating. We skip this. And there would be weaving. This is like going through obstacles. Good. Second part now, the variation of this is a foot hand crawl. So you bring your knees up again a little bit. And now you crawl forward with the same pattern, hand reaching, contralateral leg closing in. Other hand reaching, contralateral leg. And you do some steps forward, some steps backward. You take a little rest in knee hand position in the starting spot. Right, and we go sideways in foot hand position. Okay, some repetitions to the one side and some repetitions to the other side. Okay, and we meet in the basic kneeling again. So, okay, I think you can recognize there are two, one basic functional fitness exercise or whatever, the push-ups, and one also basic, a new basic functional exercise. It's called bear crawl. Yeah, it's just a different name and maybe a bit more of a cleaner technique. Okay, so now we switch into the next position from knee hand position into the deep knee bend. Okay, so this is a balancing position. There's a lot of stability in the ankles and hips. And now we do this just a few times forwards and backwards. Okay, it's just for coining this transition from knee hand position to deep knee bend. Okay, and then let's meet in the deep knee bend. Let's challenge the deep knee bend. So first is reaching, just reaching imaginary. You try to reach as far as possible, and let the position change. Don't change it too much. So don't fall forward on the knees or fall backward to the heels. Keep the balls of the feet on the ground, but reach forward as far as possible with both hands. Reach sideways with the same sided hand. Try to reach sideways with the other hand and feel the tension in the muscles. You know, the thing is that you could lift weights, or you can just tense up muscles. It's the same effect. Okay, try a bit to be a bit fluent. Reach with one hand, reach with the other hand. Put a bit of a flow in. So it's not like 1-0-1-0 muscle switching on and off. It's a gradual increase of tension and release of tension, more soft movement. Okay, you can start daring to reach backwards with just one hand. Makes no sense to reach backward with the other hand. No chance to touch the ground without. Okay, and slowly you feel how tired the muscles in your ankles become. They should start to burn a bit. And for this, we do a little sequence back to the kneeling position. So it's a deep knee bend to flexed foot kneeling. Then there is a hip hinge. Then you can extend the feet and then you can sit on top of the feet. And this should be normally a relaxing position, except you have a foot extension restriction. Okay, let's do this sequence 3 repetitions. Nice hip hinge, foot switch into deep knee bend. Right, and do it soft, fluent. Good, then let's meet in the deep knee bend again. And let's cover 2 more directions for reaching. So we were reaching down. So now we can reach horizontally out. So just do this quick, again, with both arms to 4 directions. Switch or let the deep knee bend change, but keep the main characteristics. Back with 1 arm. Okay, and I guess the burning feeling starts again, but add 1 more upwards. Now, look upwards, always look where you reach. Otherwise, it makes no sense to put a hand where not the eyes got some interest. Okay, and feel how this upward looking is challenging your balance. And I don't know how you feel, but my feet are almost exploding. I switch back to kneeling. Good. Okay, if this is not relaxing enough because your pressure is restricting airflow, you get into the foot hand position and shake the feet a bit out. So as you see, this is just a nice phenomenon. This is not planned, but there is 1 position where something is relaxed, and then comes another position where something is getting tensed up. This is not an artificial shifting of tensions and relaxations. This is actually a natural movement. This is happening. 1 position is activating stuff while other stuff can relax. And the next position, it's the other way around. It's magic, actually. Okay, deep knee bend. Once more, should be good again. So last topic. So it would be the possibility to start with reaching and then reach up, because this bird is just disappearing. You try to go after it, but first we go a bit into intrinsic stuff. So you press into the ground with the balls of the feet, and the more you press, the more muscles are contracting, and in the end, they will lift you a little bit. And this initial mechanical phenomenon then will be added on the intention of really stand up. So when you go down again, you first find a good point of support. You press into the points of support, and then you lower yourself down on this strong and stable 2 points of support. The next repetition, you press down, you feel a little bit contraction, and then you add the movement onto this contraction. So we're a slow build-up of tension. It's not a 1-0-1-0. It's an analog process. 1 more down. And again, pressing in and down again. Okay, and 1 more down. Okay, and now we add this. We are not standing up because we want to run. We are standing up because we want to reach something. So you reach up, and now you try to reach even higher and get into the movement. So I'm out of the picture, but you know what I'm doing. My arm is extended upwards. Okay, and the next is, now you reach down. It's just a simple thing, because you have a possibility to do movements with an intrinsic motivation. It means feel what you're doing. And there is the other thing, the more natural or the more practical thing is an extrinsic motivated movement. It means you want something and your body need to assist you. He needs to work. You have no time to take care on him. It should work or it doesn't work, and then you feel pain. Okay, so other side, you reach up and then you want to get for it. You reach down and then you want to get for it. And now do this on both sides, up and down, and just a little bit more faster, fluent, as if it would be a practical situation. Yeah? Up, reaching, down, reaching, up, reaching, down, reaching, up, reaching, down, reaching, up, reaching, down, reaching. So now your head is looking up and looking down. That means your vestibular system is activated more naturally in connection to the movement. Okay, and then let's meet up and add one more thing, which is the stability part. So when you come up, you're on 2 feet, you switch immediately on 1 foot and close the eyes and have a closed eyes, single leg balancing experience. Okay, 15 seconds. If you can do this, there is a 15 seconds balance test or 10 seconds balance test who predicts your life expectancy. If you can do 10 seconds closed eyes, the next 5 years are guaranteed. If not, no matter, you have time to practice. Okay, switch sides. Good. Okay, so this was more a lot of a patterning, mobility, stability prone moving through the sequence. And now, if you want to really this superficial fitness aspect like cardiovascular training or muscle building or whatever, then you can load it. You just put a weight somewhere: shoulder carry, chest carry, waist carry, one hand carry. Or you do it with more speed. Or if you want to have more these little muscles, like stabilizing your joints, you do it with closed eyes. What we do now is we switch this to, you do it a bit faster, one fast, one with closed eyes. One fast, one with closed eyes. 3 times per variation. Okay, everybody by himself. So faster is really just forward, down, like this. It's not a burpee. It's more with more control over it. Right. So deep knee bend, crawling forward, knee hand position, and push up. Up again, as fast as you like. Okay. Next rep is with closed eyes. Yeah, this closed eyes just play a role in the get up when balancing is more needed. Okay, and the faster again. And closed eyes again. And a faster one. And one closed eyes. And then we meet in prone lying. Or in lying, whatever you like. Good. Okay, let's meet on the ground. Good, and I'll show you the next one. The next one is backwards. So I'm like this. I'm going down, not in a deep knee bend, but in a deep squat, like this. Yeah? And then I support myself at the back. This is an inverted crawl position. This is an hand-supported bent sit position. And this is a spine roll down into supine lying. Okay, let's meet here in supine lying. And let's get through the first sequence from lying into sitting. Okay, 3 possibilities. One is a very soft, very efficient, very dance-like movement. It's called elbow roll. So you are using your legs bent. So it's easier to shift your body weight in the side lying position. In the side lying position, you have your arm flexed like this, and you want to reach, show it bigger. You want to reach with the hand to the ground because your hand wants to build a strong point of support. Okay, so you're lying like this, you try to reach with the ground, and to get the hand into the ground, your upper body has already to be lifted up. So it looks like this, like here. Okay, and in the moment your hand is touching the ground, you extend the elbow. And when the elbow is fully extended, or it can be more extended, but it leads into down again. So in the most upright position, you press into the hand, and then you get into a side bend sit, it's called. Okay, and now you try to make it as efficient as possible. So you go down with the elbow, you come down with the shoulder to the hand, you lay the hand next to your, the shoulder next to your hand, and then you roll back into supine lying. Okay, so this is a rolling movement, a side rolling movement. You always be as efficient as possible. Inefficient or just effective if you are here and the elbow is still bent, and now you try to press into the hand, you will feel there's no way to come higher. The muscles are in a not very good position to exert performance. So if you first extend the elbow and then press into the hand, it's the contrary. It's almost no energy necessary. If you then add on a bit of speed, not speed, but let the energy flow, like kinetic energy, potential energy into movement energy, into potential energy, it becomes almost energyless light. Right, so this is a nice mobility, hip mobility, shoulder, elbow, hand mobility, and softness movement. Nice. Okay, let's go for the same effect with the different, or with the same end position with a different strategy. The strategy is rocking. So what we're doing is you very slowly start to roll over your spine, and you check the strength of your abdominals or the mobility of the spine, whether you can really roll over in a fluent way, or you feel your lumbar spine splashing on the ground. That means mostly it's a lack of mobility. Okay, and if you use your legs with extension and flexion, you can start to accelerate this rocking. So don't touch the head on the ground, but come up in a bent sit like this. Nice. Okay, don't touch with the feet the ground. Always keep your weight on dynamic points of support between your pelvis and your shoulders on the spine. So now it becomes an abdominal exercise. If you like, you can try to make a 360 with it. And then it becomes a self-defense exercise. Lying on the ground, somebody's want to get on top of you, and you try to keep your feet between you and the opponent. Yeah, it becomes more realistic if you use the hands also for changing the direction, and start kicking with the feet. Just a bit of expansion of the natural movement world. Can be dancing, can be fun, can be a get up, can be a combative situation, whatever you are interpreting to it. Okay. Good. having a bit of a rest of the abdominals, we again introduce the side roll. The side roll from prone to supine to prone, to every side. So there was a lot of flexion of the spine. Now you have an element of extension of the spine when you reach backwards and go from prone to supine lying. Good. And let's meet in supine lying again and approach the version number 3. So the version number 3 is called a spine roll up. And what you do is you try to come up with a very rounded spine in a very slow way into a long sit. Okay, if it doesn't work, help yourself. If you help, and the help could be a bit of an elbow roll, or the arm back like this, but it's always a side roll, arm support that helps you up. And for a training effect, you would use support for coming up, the concentric phase. For the eccentric phase, you don't use a hand support. You just try to control the movement down, 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 and feel where your spine is getting problems and where not. Right. Okay, let's do 5 reps. Everybody in his own speed and in his own variation. It's the real sit-up. The sit-up exercises in normal conventional fitness are no sit-ups. It's jerk ups without any sitting meaning. And in the end, they found out that it was more harmful to the spine than helpful. Good. Okay. Sitting position. So if you combine the roll, which has a lot of mobility aspects, and the long sit here, you have a lot of stability effect. So it's the hip flexor now has static position. Your lumbar spine muscles, your erector spinae need to be strong. So you have a contrast program from rolling into a very straight upright sit, getting curved with the spine and getting upright with the spine. Okay, now we have the getting into a squat. Okay, also 2 different variations. One is the very soft one. You would go into an open bent sit and use the hands in the back to shift into a deep squat. So do this for 5 reps. If you don't need the hands, don't use the hands. Use them as counterbalancing. Their weight or assist you in shifting your body weight. Right, so from the side, looks like this. If you have very long lower legs, then it becomes a bit more difficult. If you have very long lower legs, you have a different possibility. We use the body weight transfer. So we had the rocking. With the rocking, this speed and energy can drive you up into a squat. A little magic is that when your feet come here, they should come as close as possible to your butt. So it's easier to roll on top of the feet. Just try it. If it doesn't work, no problem. Yeah, Camila, no worries. Just try it. And if you do it asymmetric like this, always on the same side, try it also on the other side. Yeah, we are beating asymmetries with asymmetries. Actually, if you're asymmetric, do it, but you also have to do it on the other side, and it becomes zero netto. Good. So what's a possibility? Next possibility would be this. So you are sitting, bringing your feet outside, and then bringing your butt again very close to your feet, and then you're pushing your feet, your knees outwards, and it drags you on top of the feet. So now I'm sitting, pushing the legs out. Now I'm squatting. Sitting, squatting, sitting, squatting, sitting, squatting. Nice. Okay, so this is a knee, hip, ankle mobility. Good. And number 3 would be like you're coming up in this elbow roll. You are in a side bend sit, and now you can again use a hand for pushing you into a deep squat. You can use a hand that is dragging you into a deep squat, or you have the mobility that you don't need anything at all. Okay, and then you go from side to side and doing some repetitions. Yep, very nice. Okay, we meet in the deep squat, and we build this movement upwards again, up like before. The first thing you do is building strong points of support. That means pressing your feet into the ground and feeling how the muscle contraction is lifting your center of gravity. Okay, now you are light, but again, for activating little muscles in your joint that protect you, you first press into the ground and then you lower yourself into the ground. Okay, then you switch everything off, if possible, in a deep squat. And then again, you're switching slowly everything on again. So first a reflex, then a local stabilization, then a global stabilization, then comes the global movers that really lift you up. And again, pressing into the ground, reflexive stabilizers, local stabilizers, global stabilizers, global movers let you down. It's always the same cascade of stabilization. Good, and let's go for the grand finale and do this the whole sequence down. One repetition, closed eyes very slowly, and one repetition, open eyes and a bit faster. Okay, so standing, closing eyes, and now go down very softly and feel all the mobility, stability, mechanics. Choose the way from the squat into the sit, and from the sit into the lying by yourself. Okay, the same up again, closed eyes, whatever techniques. Good, and with open eyes a bit faster. And with a bit faster, it's like really falling backwards. It's like almost falling onto the butt and slapping down like in judo with this. So it's a backward fall, break fall. Okay, and if you want to go faster up, you would use the rocking into the squat and up again. Okay, super slow with closed eyes. Super slow up with closed eyes. Okay, and one quicker down and up. Zack. And to be on time, which is not my strength, and if it works, I do it. We can stop here.
Thank you so much, Bernd. I mean, this was awesome. You like the
This
slowness.
was quite simple, right? This was
Yeah.
not the magic out of the hat.
No.
Yeah, it was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much too. So see, the magic is not that you're doing fancy stuff. The thing is that you are doing the stuff you were born with, and your evolution went with, and you try to rehabilitate all the little stuff that is missing. And this is your mind-body connection. This is parts of your body that normally should be stable or should be mobile, and you have the time. You take the time to fix them while doing something. You don't isolate. You can isolate it. For example, like Mac, if you have a whatever problem in the joint and you cannot support it, it would be difficult to go through sequences and always think about I cannot go here and there. It is easier to isolate it, right? First isolating it and doing whatever physiotherapy is proposing, and then trying to be as fast as possible into a natural movement pattern. It's just an add-on.
Yeah. There's some background noise.
Sorry, I don't know why.
Alistair, can you mute yourself?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, go ahead. You're muted, Brent. Oh, I think you're muted. We can't hear you, Bernd.
I just took them out to see whether it's my devices. Now it's gone. Okay, and as you've seen, there was a bit of a dance-like possibilities in it. This is when you deviate from, or there's a sequence in it that is, or two sequences that are nicely are connected. Then you can also just get out of any practical thing, but do practical parts, practical positions or natural positions and transitions, just putting into a sequence, and then it becomes dancing, actually, like contemporary, free, without any rules. Or as said, there is elements that are necessary for self-defense, for fighting, like getting up from the ground as fast as possible, or rocking on the back. And so it's just the essence of the movement we are supposed to apply later for practical applications.
Bernd, I had just one question regarding the knee. If John, who has scoliosis, he needs blanket underneath his knee to protect it because it's so bony, should I just tell him to remove the blanket slowly? Because we should be able to do it without putting a blanket, right? Or even on the cement. I noticed when I was rolling my back, it was kind of little bit painful, but I think like if I do it enough times, I could be okay with it, right?
Yeah, so it's not necessary to adapt to an unnatural environment. That means you would never do this stuff on concrete or something. It was meant for soft ground, for where we lived before we invented all of this stuff. And but you can use it to condition some stuff a bit better for whatever reason you have it. If you're forced to move on hard ground, you should get adapted to it. And there's always a specific possibility to have a structural adaptation, like the bone marrow is getting the bone skin is getting less sensitive, or there's some skin is getting more thicker. But there's also the possibility, the mental thing, to deal with pain and say, okay, there is pain, but this pain is not dangerous, and I can relax onto this pain. And I think this also is a possibility of pain therapy, when you can start to decide between, this is pain that is really giving me a very important signal of, whoa, there's danger and you're hurting me or whatever, and there is just a pain that says, be careful. If you do it more often, I may cause you deeper problems. That's very important to get a bit of differentiation between negative pain and useless pain.
So what we're doing is we're redistributing the fascia. Is that what we're doing? Like if we go towards the pain, because then we're forming the glue. I mean, is that, I don't know much about fascia. I've just gotten to know
Different.
through done.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a lot of different. There's fascia. Surely fascia is inside very sensitive. The skin is outside very sensitive, and it will all adapt. It just depends of is this an intentional adaptation you can control, or it is an unintentional adaptation that is actually leading into a problem.
Okay.
But whatever, if you have a good mind body connection, you can always decide of, oh shit, I have to stop. This doesn't feel really good. Or I can go on. I need to, but later I have to take more rest. Or I can go on. It's just a pain that is not, that's just warning me, keep care.
Right. Excellent. Thank you. That was all my question. Anyone else have questions? You feel free to ask.
No questions, but like I have to say, like it really feels nice. Like also in my wrists, like so. Like usually when I do push-ups or something, I do them on my fists, like since almost 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But if I do really, like especially like this pushing back instead of pushing up, like this really, I think there's a
Good.
difference. That's a difference. So yeah, I mean, Hengami already recommended me to like just to work on this. Like just do this. I mean, like it's also amazing being able to do everything on my fists, but I feel like my problems are coming back kind of, and I like it was kind of a really good coincidence that we met right now and that I was invited to this session. So I really appreciate it. It's really nice. Like, is this a regular thing or like?
I want to make it regular. This is our second episode, and I was talking to Bernd about movement is such a crucial area that I want to make it a big, like I want to create awareness, and I want to create awareness that we should be doing it outside, not in the gym either. And as Bernd said, like we're supposed to not be on concrete, like on grass where things are up and like why are we doing these things? Like, let's get people moving outdoors instead of the gym, Like, I believe that the future, if we keep going to the gym where we're not, how much time do we spend outside? That's what I'm really worried about. Humanity, like, we're spending time all the time indoors, and we're just not aware how we can just get energy from outside. Like literally just being outside. We have better oxygen. I mean, the weather, I mean, the energy that I've been getting in the past like couple of years is because I'm staying outside in the winter times for 4 hours and summer times at least like 6 hours. Like I've literally committed myself in the last 2 years. And honestly, it's been the best thing that I've done. I don't just walk. I do meetings. I eat. There's just so many things you could do. You just have to make the effort, like Alistair did today. He went out, and it's a little bit of effort in the beginning, but then it becomes a habit, over time. So it's just a matter of getting people excited to do it. I'm really excited to do this. So thank you for everyone being here, because without you guys, I wouldn't have been able to do the second episode of Movement. So yeah, we'll definitely do it on a regular basis. And feel free if you guys want to have, it doesn't have to be Burnt only. I mean, Mag, Carmela, Alistair, if you guys want to do a movement that you're really excited about, that you've really found, an impact on your own body, like let's share. And I'm happy to, guide, guide with you. Actually, you know what? I will do one myself. I'll put something together, and maybe I can start that out. And anybody else can, start. And we don't need to make it, 1 hour. We could make it 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be long. But any type of movements that has transformed your way of being, I would love to know. So, yeah, thank you very
Could
much.
I add one thing, because this is very interesting when you say if you have a movement that did something for you, show it. Even if you're not an instructor, if you did not study sports, or if you had a trainer license, it always depends a bit on sure, on the movement. Is the more natural it is, the less you need to be a professional, because the professional stuff is mostly out of nature, and this is where the wrong things can happen. If you keep it in the natural context, so it's a natural movement, you just need to do it slow, or you will do it slow because it's complex. And as soon as it's getting unnatural, like biceps curl or pull-ups, then comes details that can in the end harm you, because it's always a wrong movement. So everybody can be a coach if he dares, and he has some stuff to share.
Yeah, and I believe that, every one of us knows something that the other one doesn't. We just have to give ourselves the benefit that we do know, I mean, we just have to not label ourselves. That's all.
Right.
Thank you so much for
Thank
everyone.
you too. Hang on.
Okay, camera. Okay, bye, Bernd. Bye, camera.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
And
It was great.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not sure how to get out of
get
here.
out of here.